6 months later and £23 billion later, Northern Rock has been nationalised. The bank is at pains to insist that it shouldn't cause any problems for you. But is this the case? If you've got a savings or deposit account with the bank, there isn't anything to worry about. If anything, the savings or deposit accounts look more competitive than they did before in terms of them being looked after by the government. But over time you might find that the rates are a bit less competitive than they are now. Again, if you have a mortgage with Northern Rock, the same applies. There's nothing to worry about. Your home is safe and you just continue your payments as normal. One thing you may find is that fixed rate deals become less competitive as time goes by. But in that case, simply shop around and find yourself a better deal. The same applies to buy-to-let borrowers. As for taxpayers, we're paying the £110 billion cost of nationalisation. But the chances of that money being written off are slim. It's more likely that the government will be able to recoup some of those assets and return it to public coffers. The only problem here is that the housing market could take a serious downturn, in which case Northern Rock's assets will be worth a lot less than they were beforehand. For shareholders, unfortunately, it's bad news. Of the 180,000 shareholders in Northern Rock, about 20% got their shares when Northern Rock demutualised in 1997. Most of the remainder are speculators and hedge funds who invested after the crisis began in September and October. Either way, they won't be happy. Shares were worth about £12 each a year ago, and at the end of last week they were worth just 90p. Now, of course, they're worth virtually nothing. Under the nationalisation rules, the government isn't obliged to compensate shareholders at all. The value of Northern Rock is being worked out on the basis of what it would be worth if the government hadn't stepped in the first place. And we all know what a bankrupt bank is worth. So the big shareholder groups are mounting a legal action. But in the meantime, there's nothing to do except wait and see if the courts find in your favour if you're a shareholder. This has been Jeff Salway for Moneywise TV.